Warning: the following podcast, which contains strong language and mature content, is unsuitable for children or for the faint of heart. The subject matter discussed will be frightening and graphic in nature. Listener discretion is advised.
When you wanna hear about the paranormal, you get the Spooked Girls. True crime that makes you hypothermal. With the three Spooked Girls, stabby snippets will give you dreams. Tara and Jessica will make you along with the Spooked Girls. Bring on the slaughter. We on that haunted ground. Spooked Girls. The three Spooked Girls.
Hey Spooksters, and welcome back to another episode here on Three Spooked Girls. My name is Tara, and as always, I'm here with my girlfriend Jessica.
Hello.
Hello. And today we are talking about haunted amusement parks. This is going to be our second installment to Summerween, and I'm so excited.
Me too.
There's so many, and there's like so many I didn't even include. So this could be like, this could happen. We could have a part two.
Ooh.
There's a lot. I love it.
I like it.
There's tons. So super exciting and spooky. But before we get into that, if you are new here, hello and welcome. Thank you for checking out the show. Returning Spooksters, welcome back. And if you would like to hang out with us on social media, we have a link tree in our show notes, and you can find us on all the places: Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, Threads. Everything's in the link tree. Just go find us. We have our amazing Facebook group, Three Spooked Girls Official. It is creeping up. Secret Satan time is coming. So,
yep.
If you want to be a part of that, you got to go to the group. If you want to be a part of all kinds of cool stuff, go to our Facebook group. And if you missed it last time, we now have a book club, which is so exciting. It is in the show notes. It has its own like little section. I put it in the last episode. It'll be in this one too. It is Spookster Literary Society, and it's through the book clubs app. And we are just like so freaking pumped. And I just want to say thank you to everybody who has joined, because way more people already have joined than I thought was going to.
Oh, for sure.
Not to be like negative, but I was like, I don't know who's going to have interest or not. You know what I mean?
Oh, for sure.
Because really it was moving our Facebook group book club over to somewhere where everybody could participate, because we know, not everyone has Facebook, and the group's book club was relatively small. So we're like, oh yeah, we'll get those peeps and maybe some others. But yeah, you guys are awesome. I'm so excited.
I just pulled up my phone. It is 75.
Ooh, I love that. Oh my gosh. Yay. So if you want to join, there is a link in the show notes. We're doing a beachy murder mystery type of situation for the first book.
Mm-hmm.
It's a cozy. Mine will be here tomorrow. Perfect. I'm going to read it probably this whole fucking weekend.
Mine will be here Sunday.
Boo.
I know.
But if you want to participate in book club, go over there. We're going to have virtual monthly meetings, and yeah, we're just really excited about it. And if you would like to support the show, you can go to patreon.com/Three Spooked Girls. For as little as $1, you get one bonus episode a month. 5 and up patrons right now are getting a bonus series. So they're getting episodes twice a week from us. So the main feed, and then our recap on Gypsy. I'm just laughing because we just recorded that, and it was like, it was like very all over the place, but it was great. I think you guys are going to like it. But if you want to support the show, you want more content, you want to hear us rant about Gypsy Rose, Ryan, and Ken, and all of that shit, go over there and check that out. Turn it into a solid series. It's so fun.
It is. Like, if you have ever wanted to imagine what hanging out with Tara and I is like, you should listen to those episodes because it is just feral us being opinionated.
Yes, it's great. So with that, we're just going to go ahead and dive into our haunted amusement parks. Okay, so I made us a list of 13 places because I was like, ooh, that's spooky. Why not? Why not 13? We're going to talk about some of the top haunted amusement parks in the US. So let's get into it.
I'm excited.
Right. First one, we're going to start in California. It's Universal Studios Hollywood. And for those outside of California or the US, it is in Universal City, California. Now, obviously, family park. We love it. Yes. But there's some stories about hauntings and stuff like that. So there's one about a guy named Frank Stites. He reportedly haunts the back lot and has a long time since he died. And it's said that he can be seen in vintage aviation gear due to the fact that he was a real life stunt pilot.
Oh.
And tragically passed away while performing at the opening of the then titled Universal City back on March 17th, 1915.
Damn.
Yeah. And today they have an effigy mannequin dressed in tribute to him, and that's also on the back lot. And it's there as a tribute to him. And yeah, his ghostly remains must have liked it, so he just hangs out there. Our next one, I was just here recently.
Oh.
Six Flags Over Texas. We were just there for Bug's birthday. That's located in Arlington, Texas. And it is said that, and I'm trying to remember this place because I'm like, I don't even fucking remember because everything's a blur. It's said that there's a ghost of a little girl that haunts the Yellow House, located near the entrance to the Six Flags roller coaster, the Texas Giant, and her name is Annie. And if you're an Arlington local or paranormal enthusiast, it said on the article I got this story from, then you're probably aware of her legend. Customers and employees have reported sightings of Annie in and around the area, roaming about Six Flags Over Texas. Her body was originally found in a creek bed back in 1920. So another one that was like forever ago. And that creek was located on the property where the park now is. One paranormal investigation team has a recording that says, "Let me play with your hair."
Aww.
She just wants someone to play with. That makes me so sad. She probably sees kids all day long having fun and she can't.
Poor Annie. Someone play with Annie.
Poor Annie. So moving on, we're gonna go over to Ohio. We got a couple from Ohio on my list today. And our first one is Kings Island Amusement Park, and this is in Mason, Ohio. And there's said to be a number of ghosts on the premises of this amusement park. And the most famous of these ghosts is Tower Johnny, who was said to haunt the Eiffel Tower replica. And this was after he had his death. He fell from an elevator shaft during grad night in 1983. Oh my God, it's that meme.
There's an 80s ghost.
When do we get 80s ghosts? Electrical issues at the park are often attributed to his mischief, which ties back into one of the real-life tragedies of King Island known as Black Sunday. Here, 3 people were accidentally electrocuted in a fountain, while a 4th fell to her death while attempting to view the accident on an aerial ride.
This is why you do not break your neck to look at accidents.
No. Oh my God. This next one is called Cedar Point, and this is in Sandusky, Ohio. So with this place, our focus is over a specific ride at Cedar Point Amusement Park, and it's the park's carousel. Tales have been told for years about a ghostly woman who has been reported being seen riding one specific horse at night. And it's even said that the ride would operate on its own late at night during one of her hauntings. And people believe this is the ghost of Mrs. Muller, the wife of the man who carved the horse for the carousel in 1917. Today, the original horse is not on the carousel, but it is in a museum that's in the park.
Interesting.
Right? So does that mean she haunts the museum now?
I mean, maybe she just rides the one it replaced.
Possibly.
She's like, bitch, you can't get rid of me. I'm here.
Right. So, long time ago, we did a Dark Disney episode with like urban legends, haunts, and all kinds of things on Patreon. So I did include one little Disney tidbit, and I know we talked about this one on there because it's kind of like one of the most popular ones that are talked about. At Disneyland, so in Anaheim, California, the De La Roe brothers broke the rules when they were able to hide on Tom Sawyer's Island and stay after closing. Well, when they decided to leave the island, they tried to swim across the river, which is called Rivers of America, and the older brother tried to swim with his younger brother on his back because he didn't know how to swim. But the older brother ended up drowning. And then the younger brother managed to doggy paddle away. And I'm like, oh my God, did he kill his brother? Like on purpose?
God. You mean you could have done this the whole time? The whole time?
Right. But it said that the older brother's ghost still haunts Tom Sawyer's Island today.
I like Tom Sawyer's Island.
I do too. It's pretty cool.
It's where you see Jack Sparrow a lot. And I think I mentioned this on that podcast episode, that patron episode. Jack Sparrow always smells like crab dip.
Mm-hmm.
I don't care what anyone else says. Every time you meet him and you smell him, he smells like crab dip. And I have told the character that he smells like crab dip. I'm pretty sure you were with me.
Yeah, I think so.
I was at my bachelorette party.
Good times, good times. So I have 2 Busch Gardens locations for you.
Ooh.
First is the one in Tampa Bay, Florida. An amusement park restaurant might not be the first place one might think to look for a ghost apparition, but employees have said at one of the restaurants there, they swear that something strange is going on. There's been sightings that included at the Serengeti Overlook Pub, which was formerly known as the Crown Colony House. And workers have said there's cold spots. They'll hear children laughing when there's no kids around. There's been all kinds of like electrical things and like mechanical malfunctions that they can't explain happening here. Some people have said this is a woman and her name is Wendy. That's kind of what I guess, I'm sure somebody just picked a name. And of course, she's a woman in white type of ghost and is said to be seen wandering the dining room after all of the guests have left for the day.
She's like, good, they're gone.
Pretty much, yeah. Now, the second one is the Busch Gardens in Williamsburg, Virginia. And this is another one of those ride-based stories. So there's one called Escape from Pompeii, and it's a shoot the chutes water ride.
Ooh.
Yeah. So the ride opened in 1995, and it's themed to a boat tour of Pompeii during disaster when, you know, the volcano erupted and all that. So I'm like, oh, like Jungle Cruise, but like scarier.
Jungle Cruise, but with actual possible death. Got it.
Right. And employees have reported hearing footsteps ascending empty stairwells, knocking on doors to control rooms, and other sensations of negative energy.
Oh.
Not good. Not good. Maybe the spirits are mad you made a ride about something traumatic. Who knows?
People in Pompeii are not laughing.
They drew straws and sent whoever got the shortest one to come haunt you.
I love that. They're like, damn it. I guess I'm going.
Now we're going to go over to the Sylvan Beach Amusement Park. This one actually leaned into their spooky reputation. They have after-hours ghost tours for the skeptical, optimistic, or morbidly curious.
I love that.
I do too. It says that the amusement park is allegedly the home of several benevolent ghosts of individuals who have said to have loved the park during life so much that they continue to show up to members of the staff even after their deaths. Oh my God, that's so sweet.
Is that us and Disney?
Pretty much, yeah. Ghost Hunters went here, so you guys can check that out. And they definitely were like having weird shit go around. So I don't know the season or episode, but I'm sure Google will tell us. So that's a fun one. Ah, and speaking of ghost shows, so we're going to talk about a different one. The next place is Enchanted Forest, and this is in Turner, Oregon. But people that went here was not Ghost Hunters. Ghost Adventures went here.
Oh.
So that's cool. The park is described as absolutely charming with tons of heart, soul, and character. But it's also the home to ghosts that roam the rides and attractions late at night. This is allegedly due to the land upon which Enchanted Forest stands, the land that is said to have been a bloody battleground, haunted by souls of slain soldiers. And whether that's true or not, you have to find out for yourself. I feel like that's one people might have been to. So if you've been there, I want to know.
I would like to go.
Right? We're going to drop back across the country to Princeton, West Virginia, to Lake Shawnee Amusement Park. And this place was said to be haunted even when they were still in operation. And one of them is said to be on Native American burial grounds.
Oh.
We know that's problematic.
Not good.
It said that Lake Shawnee was also the site of a couple of tragic deaths on the park's grounds. They did try to reopen it, but this didn't happen because they found skeletal remains of Native American people.
Oh, that's terrible.
We're going to go to another Six Flags. So we're going to go to the Six Flags Great Adventure in Jackson Township, New Jersey. This is actually based on like an actual thing that happened here. So I guess there's a haunted castle attraction here. There was like a big ass fire. This happened on May 11th, 1984. And the fire just like spread super quick because like everything that the castle was made out of was so flammable and said to be highly combustible. Like it was just a fucking disaster because I'm sure there was probably like smoke machines and like all kinds of stuff there. Well, 8 victims died because they got trapped in the ride.
Oh, damn.
Yeah. And the ghosts that roam this area, it's of young people wearing clothes from that time era. So people who have not only visited the park, but work at the park have seen them. That's like really sad.
Wow. I mean, it is sad, but again, that goes back to that meme you were talking about earlier where it's like 80s ghosts.
It's happening. Okay, so this next one, we're going to go over to Denver, Colorado for Lich Gardens. I never actually went, but I've driven by it so many times. It's basically like another Six Flags type of thing. This place is like so old too. So it was originally located in Northwest Denver, and this was between 1890 to 1994.
Oh, damn.
And then where it is now in downtown Denver, where I know, and probably some of you guys know, it was moved over there in 95. And I'm like, what? That is crazy. Because I never knew that before I researched this. I had no clue. I was like, oh, damn. And then at the original location of the park, there was another part to this. There was the historic Elitch Theater.
Oh.
Yeah, and that's still there. It opened with the park at the same time, and it became known as the, quote, cradle of American drama. They had vaudeville performers there. They did film, all kinds of stuff.
Makes sense.
And both the theater and the park were owned and operated by Mary Elitch until she was unable to, at which point 2 viewing boxes were permanently reserved for her.
Aww.
A reservation which continues on in death. Oh my gosh, that's so sad. And since the 1960s, performers at the theater have reportedly seen Mary sitting in one of her boxes.
That's fun.
Right? And another spirit is said to be the spirit of a philanthropist who helped save the theater and obviously just loves it and came back after life.
I love that.
Right? And there's been tons of unexplainable sounds, voices, and, you know, they've gotten all kinds of activity because multiple paranormal groups have went here and got all kinds of stuff. And I'm just like thinking, I'm like, no, like this philanthropist and then Mary, they're just like having the best time of their lives right now. Or afterlives, I should say. So they just living their best time as ghosties at the place they loved. I was like, that's so cute.
I love that as we're doing this, I'm planning our afterlife where we're just at Disney.
All right. Oh, another park I've been to. So this next one is Hershey Park, and this is located in Hershey, Pennsylvania. So on July 13th, 1929 at Hershey Park, Milton Hershey opened a sprawling, for its time, pool complex at the park. And there's a water park there today. And at the time, it included a bathhouse, a beach area, and a lighthouse. The pools were closed down in 1971 and filled in, but the lighthouse remained with a few ghosts. So, over the 40 years that the pool complex operated, multiple drownings occurred, which is probably why they fucking closed those.
I like that it took them 40 years to be like, maybe we should stop the drownings by closing the pools.
Right. And it's believed that these hauntings are because of those victims in the lighthouse. There's been reports of apparitions of spirits wearing old-fashioned swimwear that were common around that time. And they were spotted in and around the lighthouse until 2019 because the structure was removed for the new Chocolate Town area. And the Kisses Fountain underneath Candymonium is the site where the lighthouse stood. And it was there for 90 years. Now we're going back to Ohio one more time. So this is Chippewa Lake Park, and this is in Chippewa Lake, Ohio. They had this roller coaster that was called the Big Dipper, but for some reason, I guess it was probably the main roller coaster. It was just referred to as the coaster. It opened in the 1920s, so that makes sense. And this was at the park's entrance and was an active ride until 1978 when it was closed. Eventually, the park was abandoned, and locals described hearing sounds of the roller coasters operating, from the lift chain to the car running on the rails. They heard all of those sounds, but obviously nobody was fucking there. And these locals apparently lived in the old park cottages where the coaster was. So these cottages are on the same spot that the coaster ride was at. And the trees and all of that have grown through the tracks by this point, but this did little to stop the ghostly sounds. The Big Dipper was raised in 2010 when condominiums were placed on site, but then the project was canceled after they already tore down the roller coaster.
Aw.
Right? Its lift chain mechanisms resides just outside of where the attraction once stood in the front yard of a museum dedicated to the park. Now, in Chippewa Lake Park, there's the Starlit Ballroom. This dance hall opened in 1920. It was super poppin'. It said it had A-list bands all the way from the 20s through the 70s. They do, the Roaring 20s. And then it was a lot of rock music. But that also closed in 1978.
Sad.
Right? And locals that lived in the cottages and stuff, they said they could hear big band music from that ballroom. So people believe it's a residual haunt.
Oh, damn. I like that.
Yeah. Just people said this would come in waves, different reports, people they'd be they'd hear it for a while and then it'd go away and then it'd come back and it'd faint in and out type of thing. And multiple people described that this music was 20s to 40s era type of music.
I like that. Big band, swingy.
Right. Also, that building's not there today at all anymore because, like I said, they closed down whatever. So from 78 when it closed till 2002, it just stayed. Someone fucking set it on fire.
Fucking arsonists.
Yeah. That's my list of haunted amusement parks for today. Hopefully you guys enjoyed that. I found it interesting, especially because we haven't had an episode of this kind in a while.
It's true.
Of haunted whatever. Because it's I was looking through our catalog, we've done haunted hotels, haunted houses, and then obviously specific haunts. But I was like, wow, we've never actually done like amusement parks, which really kind of surprised me. Not gonna lie.
Because we are very amusement parky people.
I know. We're like, we don't want to scar ourselves or be scared to go back.
I was actually really surprised the Santa Cruz Boardwalk wasn't on your list. It just seems like it would be haunted.
I picked a lot of ones that were like new to me.
Okay.
I feel like Santa Cruz Boardwalk could like have its own episode.
Yeah.
Ooh, we'll have to look into it because I bet there is.
I bet. Yeah.
Oh my gosh. Well, that is going to go ahead and wrap things up for today. We hope you enjoyed it. We are having fun with this Summerween series. We hope you guys are too. If you have any fun favorite like amusement park haunts, stories, lores, we want to hear them.
Experiences.
But with that, we're going to go ahead and sign off, and we will see you next time. Bye, guys.
Toodles.